Yeah, Matt Gray. He's in the blue. He's coming off a redshirt season at North Dakota State. 74 kilos coming up next. Dylan Palacio, Big Red Lakes Wrestling Club. Matt Gray, Bison Wrestling Club.
This might get a little tricky. Palacio has Gray on the back of his singlet.
He does?
Borrowed someone else's singlet.
Yeah, that has to be Mike Gray's, who's in his corner now.
So don't let your eyes fool you.
But Gray, the Gray on the back of Palacio's singlet will be with an E. And Gray comes out,
scores the point
right away with a takedown.
He's a real good example. I've watched him since his early days in high school. Matt Gray, Washington Wrestling ranks. Here's a guy who is just tough.
Yeah.
He was in that, we talked about it the other day, Willie, that run Wisconsin had with guys like Devin Peterson and Brad Dolezal. Gray spent a lot of time getting beat up by those guys a little bit, but he's stuck with it. He's very tough, and he's had a lot of success. He's up 2-0.
It makes you tougher, you know, when you get beat on a little bit.
And as I said, he's at North Dakota State. You got a handful of Wisconsin kids there for the Bison.
Palacio is a kid I really like going forward in his career.
And another point for Gray. 3-0.
Palacio, you know, through his recruitment, I would talk to him. I'd be like, you know, Dylan, what are you doing yet? You know, he's a highly ranked kid, you know. So I'm like, hey, Dylan, what's the word on your recruitment? And he'd be like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm wrestling or going to play soccer. You know, he was a ridiculously good soccer player. And in the end, it was wrestling that he wanted to do, you know. And
able to avoid the push out and gets back to center.
Now he can, now that he can focus on one sport, and now that he's getting his training in a top flight room like Cornell's, I expect a lot of big things from him going forward.
He's had some big wins. He beat Isaac Jordan, the real high, him at University of Wisconsin. Then he beat Patrick Rhodes. Yep. Lost that first period 0-3, and then comes back and beats Rhodes 3-1, 6-3. Matthew Gray, Zach Brunson. That's who he beat in the semis, 3 periods, won the first one 7-0. Then we talked about before, things can change. Loses 0-6 and then wins 5-1, so that match kind of all over the place. But Gray wins this one 3-0. Manny Rivera and Matt's dad in his corner.
Good period there by Gray. And you can see, even in
on the bottom half of the bracket with Gray Cothey on the bottom half. This bracket.
Josh Lopez was in the top in Palacio's half. Josh Lopez was the champ last year in Fargo. Actually, Nickel was a champ in Fargo too. That was in cadets.
Yeah, Nickel doubled up last year.
Last year it was Tyler Wilps over Frank Cousins. Correction, Nazar Kulchitsky. He's a 2-time Division III national champion for Oshkosh.
Big throw here. They awarded it. Let's see what the scoring was, I guess.
I don't think we got any exposure there. I think Gray got...
These guys are scrapping, boy. These guys are going. That was an exciting 32 seconds.
Gray got an appreciation point for a correct throw on that one.
Okay, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Gray underhook, right-hand side.
What high school was that for Gray?
He went to Wilmot Union High School.
Wilmot, yeah. Palacio, I think, was Long Beach, New York, somewhere on Long Island.
Palacio scored last point, correct?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Palacio is going, you know, I like the way he wrestles. He's going from one thing to the next pretty
Here comes
smoothly.
Gray. Palacio able to stay in.
No
Trying
point.
to drive him out of bounds, but defended well by Palacio. 20 seconds. Palacio scoring last point. We're tied 1-1, but he scored last point, so he's in position to win this second period and force a third.
Gray has 10 seconds. Make something happen here.
And Palacio gets the period, and we'll move to a third.
This is a good bout. It's always interesting to see who shows up at the Open or at juniors to get that bye into the finals, and then who shows up at the trials.
Those will be in Oklahoma City in
I
2 months.
can't wait for that.
I'm sorry,
Stillwater. Stillwater.
Gallagher Ibo Arena, Stillwater. That's going to be a couple great days of wrestling.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be great.
NCAAs are Okie City next year, correct?
Yeah. There's a shot by
Trying
Gray.
to suck up a single leg. Got to make sure he keeps working up. And Palacio defends and scores.
Palacio scores first in the third period, 1 point for the takedown.
And he has a trap arm.
And he gets it.
Explodes through. And 3-0.
2 more points, Palacio.
So Gray has his work cut out for him early here, trailing 3-0 with 1:15 to go.
And he gave up a 2-point move, so
Now he's in on a straight single and gets a push out. Chips away at that a little bit.
exactly 3-1. Still got plenty of time, but I mean, all about urgency and pace right now. You got to go. Of course, if you're Palacio, keep wrestling tough, looking to score points.
1 minute.
Goes to a 2-on-1. Taps the head, now Gray comes in.
And right in, snatch single there. Now he can look for a push out.
Taking his time, running some time off the clock. Well executed. 4-1.
A lot of times you don't want to rush out there because you can get hip locked out. You know, things can switch really quick on the edge of the mat.
Deep shot.
Shot there for Gray.
Palacio bellies down, just gives up the one. 4-2, 30 seconds.
If Gray find a way to get a gut, they're going to bring it back to their feet, but they would have been in business. Would have been 4-4, but not the case. And right now, if you're Gray, you got 20 seconds left. You need some kind of a throw, basically. You got to take him feet to back to win it. And I like what Palacio does there. Stay center of the mat, 2-on-1.
Got that Russian circled in.
Exactly. That is such a that Russian tie is so effective. So effective because you can use it so many different places, and it's got different purposes depending on the circumstances of the match.
Dylan Palacio
Comes back and wins the second and third period, much like he did in his semifinal victory over Rhodes. Congratulations.